What up, sports fans? Happy Monday. Welcome to a new episode of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast presents Sports Breakers. I'm one of your hosts, Juan. I'm joined by the other guy, the other host, Mr. Craig.
Mr. 0-1. What up?
What up, man? You sound a little under the weather.
There's a few things, but
I'm under the weather. I got to tell you, I am sick and tired of looking at these Dallas Cowboys every Sunday on my TV, and they just completely fold. Losing is one thing, but when you completely get embarrassed week in and week out against decent teams, it's embarrassing. You have the most expensive quarterback in the league. You got the most expensive receiver in the league. You got a very well-paid defense. You got one of the most expensive lines in the league, and you get 47-9. Now, these aren't your mom and dad's Detroit Lions people, but these are still a Detroit Lions team that, to me, is still like they're on the road. They got a little bit more weakness, I think, or I thought, this year than they did last year. Huge break, though, for Aiden Hutchinson. Let's send some thoughts and prayers to that dude, because that was scary. He even went emergency surgery right after that. So,
yeah.
So thoughts and prayers to that dude and his family. But, man, yeah, I'm sick and tired as well, and that's from the Dallas Cowboys. But
in all fairness, that's what all them Texans get. After everything I heard leaving that Cotton Bowl Stadium.
We'll get into that a little bit later on. But let's dive right into the NFL. It's a fun Monday night football game coming up. We did predictions about this Monday night game and yesterday's Sunday slate games last week. So go back and listen to that wherever you listen to podcasts. Me and Craig had a fun talk about college and pro. And but yeah, new week. New slate of predictions. Anything else kind of shock you in the NFL last night or yesterday? Caleb Williams of the Chicago Bears looked amazing, even though it is Jacksonville. But Jacksonville that's their home away from home, right? London. You still got to show up and play the game.
Yeah. Couple things did surprise me. The Buccaneers putting up 51. I think that might be.
You can thank Texas for that.
Yeah, pissed him off a little bit. I want to say that's one of, if not the highest point total I put on the year. The Lions were very close that day as well. They surprised me, but also
the Packers surprised me.
Who is the number one team in the NFC East?
The NFC East right now is I wanted to say the Philadelphia Eagles are tied with the Commanders, or the other way around. The Commanders are tied with the Eagles.
Commanders have a game over them, so they are leading the division.
But I do want to say, everybody was so fascinated with Jaden Daniels and this Washington squad against Baltimore. Baltimore still, at the end of the day, put it on them, 30-23. A lot of people thought it'd be close. The score looks close, but we can be honest. Baltimore was physical and manhandled Washington.
Yeah, I didn't see how everything went down, but
and I think if they played again, Baltimore would do it up on them.
I mean, it was 27-13 starting the fourth quarter, so.
But yeah, Lamar Jackson looked good. Lamar Jackson, man, 4-2, the Baltimore Ravens. Pittsburgh ended up getting that victory, I believe, 32-13 over the Raiders. So Pittsburgh is still kind of in command right now of that division.
Yeah.
But the week that's coming up should be pretty big week in the AFC. So But
Yeah, it'll be a fun week this week. A lot of not really make it or break it games this week, but a lot of teams are going to start to get left behind this week when it comes to their ranking and their record of schedule moving forward.
tonight's Monday Night Football game, Jets Bills. We both kind of went Jets last week. Are you taking anything away, or are you still going to go with the Jets? They're 2-3. I think this is a must-win for Aaron Rodgers at home. You go 2-3, you fire your coach. You can't afford to go 2-4 right now.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, though, Josh Allen's been hot.
But I don't think Nathaniel Hackett or Robert Saleh was the issue with the Jets. I think they threw him under the bus and used him as the scapegoat, and I think they still have the issues there currently. So I'm going to say the Bills take care of business and win this one today.
I'm still going to stick with the Jets. I think this whole week of firing your head coach, they showed a lot of desperation with that maneuver. This is the biggest desperation test of all time for Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's ever been backed into a corner like this. You lose this game, you lose your fan base. You may lose players that believe in you and believe in the system.
Yeah.
But if anybody can do it, it's that guy. It's that man. I'm putting all my money on A-Rod tonight.
All right.
I'm actually excited. We're gonna get ready to go see him here after we talk about this. Speaking of Week 7 in the NFL, let's start with the London game. Patriots at Jaguars. Jaguars stayed in London. They got another, back-to-back week. They've kind of, I don't know, both teams on paper suck. Both teams on paper can't score. This might be the who gets Jalen Monroe. I don't know who's even available. Probably both teams might want an offensive line the way they're playing this year. But this could be the pick who decides the first round, maybe first pick in the draft. I know it's Week 7 and we're already talking about that, but Patriots are 1-5. Jacksonville's 1-5. Who you got? London game.
Yeah, I don't even think Chicago has that good of a defense, and they couldn't even score on them. Patriots defense is much better, but I also don't trust that offense. Just because the Jaguars have been there, and they're probably going to be a little more acclimated to the situation and what's going on and their schedule. I'm going to go with the Jaguars that week over the Patriots.
I agree, man. Jacksonville's been eating the food. They've been drinking the spot tea over there. Give me Jacksonville too. I think it's going to be a sloppy game, though. I think it's going to be like a 13-10 kind of game. So we can talk another noon game. Supposedly, there's been talks that Tua is getting ready to come back. Supposedly, his return date is October 27th. So this looks like this might be the last game without Tua. But you got the 2-3 Dolphins at the 3-3 Colts. Colts have kind of been on fire with Joe Flacco. I'll take the Indianapolis Colts at home.
Yeah, Joe Flacco's looked good. He's been, fairly consistent for what they are. I agree. Give me the Colts.
The 1-4 Tennessee Titans at the 3-2. They're either going to be 4-2 or 3-3 Buffalo Bills. It's in Buffalo. Give me Buffalo.
Yeah, give me Buffalo as well. I don't like the Titans at all this year.
Another noon game. This is a big game. Giants always play them good. NFC East division game. The 3-2 Philadelphia Eagles at the 2-4 New York Giants. New York Giants couldn't get nothing going Sunday night against the Cincinnati Bengals. Even if it's a crappy game, even if Jalen Hurts plays bad, give me the Eagles over the Giants.
Yeah, the Giants just somehow figure out how to lose games when they really shouldn't be losing them. So give me the Eagles as well.
This one should be interesting. It's another huge divisional game. The 4-1 Detroit Lions at the undefeated 5-0 Minnesota Vikings. Huge game. But it's a game that I don't see Minnesota losing, especially in that dome.
Man, I don't. The way the Lions have been playing, they have every offensive position covered, running back wise, receiver wise, tight end. They have a good offensive line.
They're banged up on defense right now.
They're a little banged up on defense with Aiden Hutchinson going out, but when you're able to do kind of what you did last week defensively to the Cowboys, that's going to hold a lot of weight moving forward. And I think that they take what they did last week and they take it, and I think they beat the Vikings by 14.
Oh, it's a big game.
And it's at noon. What is that all about?
Yeah. We'll talk about the primetime games in a little bit. The Seattle Seahawks 3-3 at the 4-2 Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are at home. Give me the Falcons by 3.
I like what the Falcons are doing. Seahawks seem to kind of struggle. Geno Smith's all right, but he's average at best this year. So give me the Falcons and old Kirk Cousins.
This is the who survives the Cleveland Rocks Bowl? The Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns. 2-4 Bengals at the 1-5 Browns.
Give me the Bengals.
I got the Bengals as well. This could be a slaughterhouse matchup. The Carolina Panthers at the Washington Commanders. Do you see an upset here after the emotional loss to the Ravens, or do you think Jaden Daniels stays on task and they get the job done? It is the NFL.
I think they take care of the Panthers. Commanders are pretty solid this year.
They are solid, but give me Andy Dalton and the Carolina Panthers for the upset. I'm taking them. That's my upset. Hey, that's my upset of the week. The Raiders 2-4 at the surprising 1-4 Rams. Los Angeles has to kind of try to get back on track here. I'm going to go with the Rams.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Rams are getting the other receiver back, but they still don't have Cooper Kupp.
They're getting Puka back.
Yeah,
he'll be limited though. Still, Heart says Raiders, head says Rams, so I'll go with Rams.
This is a 3:00 game. I think this is big. I think Tom Brady's calling it too. The undefeated 5-0 Chiefs at the 3-3 49ers. You going with the Niners? Or do you think the refs got this one? I mean the Chiefs.
I'm going with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are starting to roll. They had the help with the refs the first couple of weeks, and I think they kind of found their stride. Give me the Chiefs.
Let's see who's all out still. Christian McCaffrey looks like he's going for this game.
There's no way.
He's not on the injured. He's not on the injured list for this game. Jordan Mason is. He's questionable, but Christian McCaffrey is no longer on that list. You know what? Give me the 49ers at home. I think they need to prove something to people this year, and what better way to prove it than to win that rematch?
It'd be the first time they've beaten them.
Give me the Niners. Sunday night game on Peacock and NBC. The Jets at the Steelers. Remember what happened last time Pittsburgh got a Sunday night game?
I do remember.
I don't know who's starting yet for Pittsburgh, though.
Yeah, I like Pittsburgh's defense. I like their run game. I like what they're all about. Give me the Steelers.
I still don't trust that Pittsburgh offense. I got to keep riding with my boy A-Rod. Watch him just come out and stink it up tonight.
I mean, who knows? It could be his ride could be over, and it's just kind of elongated throughout this whole injury process. And maybe tonight will be the night that we see it, and we're like,
he's done.
Hang it up, man.
I'm going to go one more game. I think if you can win tonight on Monday night and then go in and beat Pittsburgh, you have to kind of raise your hand about, hey, we're still over here in the AFC, so give me Pittsburgh. Give me the Jets. Sunday Night Football. Okay. 2 Monday night games. This one is going to be insane. The Baltimore Ravens at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll talk about that one in just a little bit. But the other Monday night game, a snoozer, the Los Angeles Chargers at the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals really disappointed me this weekend. I thought they were going to do much better. Give me the Chargers. I think Harbaugh's finally got his foot in the right direction. Justin Herbert is starting to do some dinks and donks down the field. So give me the Chargers in this one.
Yeah. Surprisingly, kind of like I said, the Chargers had a feeling to probably be a kind of a sleepwalk team this year. I didn't know how good they were going to be, but I mean, they win this game. They're 4-2. Marvin Harrison Jr. will probably be out due to concussion protocol. That is Kyler Murray's number one target. Like you said, I like what Justin Herbert's doing. I like their style of offense. J.K. Dobbins is really coming on as a premier back for them. So give me the Chargers.
And something you haven't seen in Justin Herbert in his NFL career really is take care of the ball. He's doing that this year. So
yeah.
All right, big Monday night game. Baltimore Ravens 4-2 at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 4-2. This isn't a conference game. This isn't a divisional game, but this is one of the best NFC teams against one of the best AFC teams. Big Monday night game. I got to go Baltimore in this one. I think Baltimore continues to dominate, but I think it's going to be close, and I think it's going to be a shootout too.
Yeah, man, this is tough because the Ravens defense isn't the Ravens defense of old. They are still pretty good. But I think it all comes down to how on target is Baker Mayfield. If he comes out and he has another 6-for-6 drive, leads them to an opening score touchdown, or is able to do that throughout the course of the game, the Buccaneers can kind of score points at will with the offense that they're throwing out there. But I also do believe that the Ravens have really kind of put together what everybody thought what they were going to be offensively with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. Zay Flowers is really coming on strong. To be correct, I'll probably say Ravens, but I really want the Bucs to win this.
All right, if you guys out there are listening or watching, you're watching this on Facebook Live on Emaswap Productions YouTube channel, or if you're listening to this wherever you listen to podcasts at, you're just searching the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. Chime in. Send us in some of your thoughts. We're almost, mid-season college football. Send us in who your mid-season Heisman winner is. And, let's talk some college football coming up soon. Also, the Dallas Cowboys are on a bye week, so they are not losing this week, hopefully.
Could lose to the bye week.
Yeah. Friday night, the Oregon Ducks at Purdue, 6-0, number 2 ranked Oregon Ducks. Sleep, is this do they need to be careful walking into Purdue? It's on Fox, prime time, baby.
This is one of those nights or games that when you look at it, you're like, there's no way Oregon should lose this. But every time there's a game like this, it seems like Purdue pulls it out. The Ohio State game a couple years. The Ohio State game a couple years before that. I don't think this one will be that game. I think Oregon's good enough to kind of not do that, although they did just have that massive game last week against Ohio State. If there is a major upset in college football this week, watch out for this game, but I think Oregon takes care of business.
I'll go with you, too. I think it's going to be close. Oregon's 28-point favorites. I don't know about that, but, I I'm going to go with you. Oregon wins. The other Friday night game, Oklahoma State at number 13 BYU.
Give me the Cougars because Oklahoma State is not good at all. We both talked about it. If they stink it up versus West Virginia, which they did 2 weeks ago, and if BYU handled business, which they did this weekend, winning like 45-13 or something like that.
Yeah.
I said that, especially going to Provo, I think BYU wins this and pretty handedly. And at some point, you got to start looking at how hot is that coaching seat under Mike Gundy, if it's not already there.
If it's not already there. Give me BYU big.
They're only a 10-point spread, 10-point favorite.
Number 6, Miami at Louisville. Miami 6-0. Any chance for an upset? Miami is only 4-point favorite. I'm gonna go Miami.
I don't like Louisville. I know they're 4-2, but I just don't like what they are. Give me Miami.
Virginia at number 10, Clemson at home. Clemson's 21-point favorites. I'm going Clemson big.
Give me Clemson. Yeah.
Nebraska at Indiana. Indiana's ranked number 6 in the country, but Indiana's also 6.5-point favorites. I like the upset. I like Nebraska to go in and upset them on the road.
16. They're not 6.
No,
that would be.
I said they're 6-point favorites.
No, I thought you said they're ranked number 6. Anyways, I think Nebraska knocks them off. Give me Nebraska.
Auburn at Missouri.
This is tough, man. I'm gonna say Missouri will probably find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. So give me Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri big. Not big.
I wouldn't say big. They're only a 5-point favorite.
They are. You know what? You went Missouri. I'm gonna go Auburn. I'll take Auburn for the upset.
I hope they do.
East Carolina at Army. Army's undefeated and ranked.
Give me Army with plenty of points.
Give me Army as well. Number 12, Notre Dame at Georgia Tech. Any chance for an upset here?
No, I'm going to keep it simple. Give me Notre Dame.
I got Notre Dame as well. Michigan at Illinois. Illinois is ranked and 5-1 and rolling. Michigan's still 3-point favorite, though. I'm going to go Michigan.
Give me the Fighting Illini to knock off Michigan and put them unranked for the first time in a couple of years.
Charlotte at undefeated, 25th ranked Navy. Any chance for an upset?
Same thing here. Army and Navy are rolling, so give me Navy with plenty of points.
I'll go Navy as well. Texas A&M at Mississippi State, 15-point spread. Give me A&M big.
Give me A&M. I'll say 7-17.
LSU at Arkansas. On paper, this game looks really, really interesting. Arkansas for the upset, brother.
Yeah. Arkansas had a bye week. They just took care of business versus Tennessee 2 weeks ago at home.
They're going to do it again.
I think they do it again. Yeah, give me Arkansas.
And it's a 6:00 game.
Yeah.
UCF 3-3 at Iowa State. Iowa State's 14-point favorites. Any chance for an upset?
It's at Jack Trice Stadium. That is a difficult place to go in and play. Give me Iowa State.
I got Iowa State as well. K-State rolling 5-1 on the road at West Virginia. I got K-State. I like what Avery's doing over there.
Yeah, defensively, I think they'll be too much. Give me K-State. And DJ Giddens. That man's a solid running back. I like K-State.
Number 21, a 5-1 SMU at Stanford 2-4. SMU.
Yeah, I mean they'll be playing in front of about 65 people, so could be a snoozer.
I'm surprised they're ranked.
SMU,
Yeah.
yeah. They lost to BYU 18-15. It makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
They have been able to kind of win some of their stuff. People thought that BYU loss was kind of bad. Looks pretty good now. Looks pretty good now. So give me SMU to cover the spread.
Number 7, Alabama at number 11, Tennessee. It's a 2:30 p.m. game. I want to say Alabama big, but I think Alabama still gets them. But I think this thing could break out. If Tennessee can't keep up, which their offense looks like it's struggled the last few weeks, I think Alabama might roll tide over them.
If you are only able to beat Oklahoma by 10 after what we just saw on Saturday, Alabama is in that same realm of Texas. I know they have a loss, but they're in that same realm. Tennessee is not in that realm. Give me Bama.
You got big?
I'm gonna say touchdown plus, not 2.5 like it's right here. I will probably take this spread. I do not like Tennessee. I do not like their defense. They've pretty much choked versus every team that has a heartbeat outside of their 4 wins of people that are decent, or barely beat Florida, lost to Arkansas, barely beat Oklahoma. Florida is a decent team. They should have had they should have never been in overtime with them. Arkansas, we kind of talked about what they are. Arkansas was good versus Oklahoma State. They've looked good in other games. They've just fallen short in those games.
Yeah.
You barely beat Oklahoma, and then your first 3 games you played really nobody, and you blow them all out. Alabama has a bigger heartbeat than any of these teams that they've played so far, and I don't think they can keep up with them. I think Bama gets back on track with these guys.
Bama gets back on track. Yeah, I agree. I don't like Tennessee in this matchup. Saturday night, 6:30. Number 5 ranked Georgia at number 1 Texas. Craig, we didn't know this last week during the episode, but we were able to go see Texas in person. We went and saw Texas OU.
You have the pictures? You have the pictures on here?
I don't.
Oh.
Amazing atmosphere, though. Let's talk about the atmosphere, and I'll post some of the pictures.
Yeah. So, like Johnny said, we didn't know we were going until Friday at about 6:30. Got some tickets, hit them up, said, "Hey, we're doing this thing. Let's get ready to roll." Left about 8 o'clock our time, 9 o'clock our time. Drove down. Traffic was stupid. The fare was stupid. Getting into the game was stupid. But once you're inside, that atmosphere for the first quarter and a half was electric, man. There's nothing like, I've never experienced anything like it. It's been a bucket list of ours for 17, almost 18 years now.
Man, years. We'd be sitting there playing college football, 08, talking about what that atmosphere would be like.
And to finally be able to go and do it and witness it. I went in 2020, COVID year, but obviously they didn't have any bands. They didn't have, the stands were third capacity, if that. The fair wasn't going on. So you didn't get to really witness everything at its full capacity. So to be able to do it this year was truly a bucket list item, something I'll never forget. Even though it was hot as could be, it was fun to be there.
There you go. That was
Cooper,
the final score. But yeah, people were talking about Cooper, and this is something I mentioned to you. They don't have booths for these parents.
Yeah.
But here's some of the other pictures. Yeah, we got to see Quinn Ewers live and up in person. Lil Manning. The OU entrance was phenomenal.
Yeah, the band's kind of going back and forth, taking their turns before they came out. We were about the 35-yard line, about 16, 17 rows up.
Number 88's a huge dude.
Was truly awesome, man. I'm blessed that I was able to get those tickets and to be able to go. So it was definitely a fun experience.
Fun experience, man. Again, thank you. The game itself, I actually went back and rewatched some of it last night, and man,
I'll never rewatch it.
The crowd was insane. Let's talk about some of the miscues though. I ended up watching it and listening to some of it on TV. At least the ABC presentation was really flirting with the idea of them changing quarterbacks. But I mean, you're an OU fan. You watch the media, you watch the interviews. Did they say anything about nope, he's our guy? Because they played with it on Kirk Herbstreit played with it on ABC.
I'm not touching any ands ifs or what could go on. I feel like the OC should already be fired. I don't care what people say about, oh, well, who's going to call plays? They don't, why do it midseason, this or that. Dude, you're dead last in every offensive statistical category. What more is there to lose? We're not going to be able to keep up with Alabama. We're not going to be able to keep up with Ole Miss. Couldn't score one single touchdown versus Texas. Yes, they're the number one team in the country. Yes, they have a pretty solid defense. But you had so many opportunities to score a touchdown, and you squandered every opportunity. You were running a high school offense, sprinting out to the side, limiting your field, quarterback not able to read the field. It's a mess. I don't really want to touch. If it was my choice, I would have a wholesale with all the coaches' items today, getting rid of their office stuff, and I would be having new people in. But that's just me.
You're the coach. Who do you are you leaving Hawkins in, or who are you starting next week?
I think they should have at least tried one drive, Casey Thompson or Jackson Arnold, just to see if there was something different that you could do. They left him in the entire time. They made the bed. They're going to stay with it.
Speaking of the bed, who do you got? 3-3 South Carolina at Oklahoma, 4-2 Saturday.
I got South Carolina.
11:45 a.m. I don't. Why?
SEC has kicks just to kind of layer them so that when the 11 a.m. game is going into halftime, there's something else on. But yeah, I have South Carolina. Our offense can't be fixed. It won't be fixed in a week. Their edges are elite, and if there's one thing that we struggled with, it was pressure. So give me South Carolina.
I'm going to go opposite, man. I think that Oklahoma defense, if they can play like they did the first quarter against Texas and just keep that momentum going like they did against Tennessee, I don't think you need 20 points to beat South Carolina. If you can just hang 9 or 13 on South Carolina, I think you could win that game if the defense keeps in them. We'll see. They might do a quarterback change on Friday, or they might play 2 on Saturday. I got OU in a baseball score. Give me like 9-6.
Yeah, I'll
sing that defense in person. You saw them against Tennessee. I was sweating bullets that first quarter. Texas had 13 total yards. Ewers threw an interception, and I'm sitting here like my first time ever seeing Texas in person is going to be a loss. Legit thought that. So if that defense can show up like that on Saturday,
it's tough, man. You can do it for a quarter. It's that sustained intensity and pressure, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I don't think South Carolina is near as dangerous as Texas is, but I don't see it, man.
I think a lot of people in Norman on Saturday are coaching for their jobs. So I think a lot of them are backed up into a corner.
We'll see if they don't come out swinging and it's another vanilla game. you will not see many butts in seats come that Alabama game.
All right, let's finish it off. Georgia at Texas. Texas 3-point favorites. I'm going to end with this. Texas cannot have a first quarter like they did against Oklahoma. If that happens, I think they lose to Georgia. But I'm betting my money on this game. I'm going to go Texas, and I'm going to take them by 6. If it was in Georgia, I think I would probably pick the Georgia Bulldogs. But I think Texas controls the line of scrimmage with their beef. They have some beef up front on both sides of the ball. Quinn Ewers is that man. He had his worst game against an Oklahoma defense that probably should have done more to him, and he still walked away with the win. I think he settles down and he takes care of business against Georgia in Austin on a Saturday night. That crowd's going to be hopping. Give me the crowd for the MVP of the game.
Still to this point, Texas has not been in a dogfight in the third and fourth quarter just because OU couldn't do anything to put themselves in that fight. Georgia's been tested this year already. Is Alabama really good? Is Alabama average? Was that game a fluke? Where I think Georgia has the capability of scoring points and putting up points, way more points than what OU could do. Their defense is also really solid. I know Mississippi State was 41-31. I think Georgia wins this on a last-second field goal to go up 3-2-1, whatever.
Should be a fun game, man. Like I said, I got that crowd for the MVP. It's going to be a battle of the quarterbacks too. We'll see. This game could probably go back and forth like the Washington bowl game last year.
Yeah.
Who knows? Should be fun. If anybody out there wants to send in your thoughts, your predictions, NFL, college, a team that you want to cheer for that we didn't name. Usually we just do top 25 ranked. So hit us up. And I think that might be do it, man, until next Monday. Anything else you want to add before we go to next week?
If OU still has their offensive coordinator next Monday, it's going to be a long show.
Don't forget, should be a fun week. I don't know why it looks like, are we frozen? No, okay. Tomorrow, don't forget, we talk funny during the month of horror season. Tomorrow, 7 p.m., we talk and review Scary Movie tomorrow on another new episode of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. Until next Monday, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow and Thursday for some podcasts this week. See everybody next Monday. Have a good week.
Later. Oh, it's still the horns down.